Citizenship tests. Every single country has one, but not every single person has to actually do one. Take me for example. I achieved my citizenship through nepotism. But the thing is with that is, how is that fair? How can I prove that I am just as worthy of a British citizenship as anyone else? Which of these UK landmarks is in Wales? The country, not the animal. The Lake District, that's in Cumbria, England. Snowdonia, that's in Wales. Loch Lomond, that's in Scotland. And Giant Causeway, that's in Northern Ireland. So it's hard to say really. I'm going to say the one in Wales, I guess. Snowdonia. Damn straight, we're on a win streak. Let's go on to the second one. What's the age requirement to drink wine with a meal with someone over 18? Well, it wouldn't make sense for it to be 21. This country's all about equality, so I'm gonna say 18. Huh? This country is pay to win. 50% correct so far. If it keeps going like this, then we could pass or fail. Who tried to arrest 5 parliamentary leaders from the House of Commons? Is this supposed to be general knowledge? I don't know. I feel like most of my primary school years were spent on the school educating us on how much of a narcissist Henry VIII was. So I think that's a good option. It was Charles the Wumph. Charles the Wumph entered the House of Commons and tried to arrest 5 parliamentary leaders. Oh, he done it himself? It was just different times back then, weren't it? Everyone was so confrontational. And here I am, panicking at Subway because I just never know what to pick. But I had been warned and were not there. This led to the English Civil War in 1642. Well, at least it was civil, I guess. Fourth question. This is so bad. We've got 1 correct so far. When did Protestant ideas begin to spread? I don't know. I don't know anything about protests. I mean, corruption was rife back in the 15th century, wasn't it? They definitely had something to complain about. Let's go for that. This is not good. They're gonna take me round the back of the Home Office and shoot me in the leg. As per the 2021 census, what percentage of the population in England and Wales don't follow a religion? Quite a high number. This country isn't really religious nowadays at all. Is there a point now in this country where football is bigger than religion? On the other hand though, Arsenal's got quite a large fan base and they have a player called Jesus. I reckon it's the highest number, which is 37%. Am I correct? Am I correct? Am I correct? I'm correct! Where were the first farmers that came to Britain from? Wow, throwback. Well, to get over to England, you have to be in the northwest of Europe, obviously France, Belgium and such. I mean, I guess you could have came from North Europe, but it was more convenient to go through the Channel Tunnel. I'm gonna say Northwest Europe. Southeastern Europe? The first farmers arrived in Britain about 6,000 years ago. They would have had to like travel through Austria, Germany, Switzerland. Fair enough, guess I'm Bulgarian now. Which 2 are police duties? Misuse their authority. It happens so often you would think it's their duty. Protect life and property. Yeah, I guess. In my lifetime, I've only ever had 1 run-in with the police. And that was when they pulled me over because the light on my bike wasn't working. So I guess he protected my life. I'd say that one too. And we are correct. These are starting to get easier, to be completely honest. Where was Isaac Newton born? I would say England. I'm gonna be real. Most overrated scientist of all time. Bro lost to an apple and decided to change the subject. How many countries make up the EU? Well, to be completely honest, this doesn't really matter to us anymore. It can't be 54 because I think there's like 53 countries in Europe or something like that. Can't be 190 because Eurovision would take bare long. 15? That seems too low. I think 27 is the perfect amount, so I'm going to say that one. And it was correct. During the Bronze Age, people lived in round houses and buried their dead in tombs called round barrows. Why is this in a citizenship test? The Bronze Age has been and gone. I mean, what age are we in now? Asbestos or something? I don't know. I'm gonna say true because I'm pretty sure they used to live in like very round buildings, if I remember correctly. Not sure why. I mean, it must really suck. You can't fit a corner sofa in it. I guess they weren't as knowledgeable back then, so let's go for true. And there we have it. True it is. What party won the general election in 2010? The Tories, the Labour Party, Liberal Democrats. Good one. I don't think they've ever had a Prime Minister in history, to be honest. They're just like the Tottenham of political parties. They're there just to put slight pressure on the other teams. Labour haven't been in charge for like 14 years, so it's going to be the Tories. hold on a sec, this is news to me. The Conservative and Liberal Democrat parties formed a coalition and the leader of a Conservative party, David Cameron, became Prime Minister. I'm not gonna lie, David Cameron must have had the worst Prime Minister term of all time. Let's think about it for a minute. Became Prime Minister, started an economic collapse, was accused of making love to a pig, and then started talking to a tree.
Many of them for the first time, and Boris will have my full support as he does that.
Well, I don't know why he's talking to a tree.
I bet he was reluctant to add that to his LinkedIn. Which two did the Romans establish in Britain? The two I expected to be on here aren't at all. What happened to the font and salad they made? I would say introduced basic democracy and created a structure of law. No. I was 50% correct. The Romans remained in Britain for 400 years. They built roads and public buildings, created a structure of law, and introduced new plants and animals. The Romans might be the first civilization to bring gift bags when they colonise a country. Robert the Bruce is associated with which country? I feel like it's a very Scottish thing once again. Name yourself the something. In fact, I think Robert the Bruce might have been a king of Scotland now that I think about it. Gotta be correct. Yes, it is. In 1314, the Scottish, led by Robert the Bruce, defeated the English at the Battle of Bannockburn, and Scotland remained unconquered by the English. And they still are to this day, I think. I mean, come on, what is this, Foundation now? That's a give me if I've ever seen one. It's the Thames. And fun fact about the London Eye is that it was actually only meant to be temporarily. In 1348, a disease, probably a form of the plague, came to Britain. What was it called? White Death? Don't think that's the case. I think that's Beethoven's street name. Black Death? Yeah, that's the name of the plague. And malaria. The fact they put probably, I feel like that's a trick because everyone obviously knows the Black Death is the plague. The malaria isn't the plague. I'm pretty sure we got enough research to know that. So I am going to say it's C. Yes. I just got my citizenship. 71, but hold on a second. Well, I'm gonna go download Duolingo. Oh my god.